Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq hollering at you one more again, right? All right. I think I look a little bit different, right, in this video. New phone, different look, right? But yeah, we'll try and get through this. Um, so, the title of this, um, Say No, right, to Certificate of Vaccination ID. Say yes to peace, love, respect, right? Okay. Right away, what do you mean, King Sadiq? Well, we need to understand and take into practical implication um, the sciences of our bodies, right, of our physical existence here. Um, Quite spectacular, a creation are our vessels, right? Um, and we need to be taking into account that they most certainly operate uh, in an electromagnetic sphere, right? We give off an electromagnetic field. Our bodies operate electromagnetically. Our mind uh, operates electromagnetically. Um, and yes, we put off an electromagnetic field. We have energetic bodies, right, in layers or different levels of auric bodies, right? Our auras. And those auras are in tune related to our chakras, right? You got seven quote unquote main chakras that most folks um, try and balance on a regular basic basis. But certainly there are others. There's seven I'm referring to: your root chakra, uh, navel chakra, solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, uh, third eye chakra, and crown chakra. Right. All of those are attached to auric bodies or energetic bodies, right? Or energetic layers, right? Uh, and all of this is in relativity to what's referred to as our biosphere. Okay? Why is that important? Well, did you know that those chakras, those energy vortexes that are um, associated with and attached to or vortexes for each energetic layer or each energetic body. And they're also directly tied into vital organ function, right? Our every cell in our body uh, vibrates, right? Every particle of our being vibrates, as all things vibrate uh, at a specific frequency, right? We know that physical existence is made up of particles in wave formation, right? Frequency waves. And we have sufficient scientific study now, uh, and actually, I shouldn't stress now because much of this is science or understanding that human beings have had long ago, right? Uh, but anyway, we're able to know now that frequency and frequency ranges can be associated with and attributed to a great many things. So, we know that human beings, when in different emotional states, vibrate at a certain frequency, right? Or within a certain frequency range, at least. And when they hold a certain frequency long enough, that becomes the resonance. They are resonating at that frequency, right? And also, we know that the body and the organs within the body vibrate at certain frequencies. And in fact, every cell that makes up the body, when healthy and operating correctly and in harmony, right, in tune, vibrates at a specific frequency, right? Easily, right? It's healthy, it's natural, right? It is at ease, right? Those cells, those particles are at ease. Conversely, when the cells in our body are not healthy or not operating correctly or not functioning naturally, smoothly, right, properly, or not at ease, we say that they are at dis-ease, right? Hence where we get disease from, right? It is also very pertinent to understand that that takes place within the human body at a certain low frequency range. I believe it's in the 400s, somewhere around there, megahertz. Don't quote me, could be wrong on that, but there's a specific range that we find that can be correlated directly with dis-ease in the body. There's a certain frequency range for that. All right. We need to understand the depth of importance of vibrational frequency in our everyday lives. And we need to understand that this is not something that is just happenstance. It is not something that is mildly impactful. This, in many instances, can be the difference between life and death, let's say, right? In physical terms. Those who have read my book know about the story I tell about a very special lady that I've known who beat all the experts in how long they said that she'd be able to survive and live after diagnosed with throat cancer, right? But back on topic. What I'm saying to you is, if we gain more control of our subconscious mind, because it is our subconscious mind that is largely responsible for things like organ function. Think about it. You know, your conscious mind doesn't control your heartbeat or your breathing, right? You walk around all day long with a distracted conscious mind, thinking about all sorts of stuff, right? But how long do you walk around and consciously think, okay, beat heart, beat heart, beat heart, beat heart, breathe lungs, right? These are all functions that happen in the subconscious mind, right? If we gain better control over our subconscious mind and integrate what we know and what we identify as good for us consciously, if we integrate that on a much more concentrated level and more intricately into our subconscious as well, that will reverberate in our physical vessels. All right? So, what I'm saying to you is that healing itself is far more in your hands than we have believed for quite some time. Quite some time. Some evidence of that. Did you know that, and this is fact, out of every so many surgeries, there's a placebo surgery? Can't give you the AMA's, uh, you know, chart or what their doctrine dictates or what their protocol is specifically in terms of those numbers, but I can say without question that there in fact are, and this can be verified, so please check, especially those folks of you who may be family members or close personal friends with a surgeon, right? Ask them in confidence, right? Are there, out of every certain amount of number of surgeries, placebo surgeries that take place? Now, what do you mean by that, King Sadiq? Um, yes, I am referring to the placebo effect, right? So, placebo is most easily referenced in, in most folks' minds when talking about drugs, right? You give a person or a certain amount of people, let's say out of 10 people, you give 8 of them an actual drug, right? What they think they're taking or told they're taking, and 2 of them out of the 10, without identifying who, 2 of them out of the 10, you give them just a sugar pill, right? But all of them believe, all 10 of them believe that they have been given the drug. What has been found over and over and over again is that the folks who have taken the sugar pills experience the same physical recovery as the folks who took the medication. Well, what do you know? And what I was getting to is that the same is factual in reference to the surgeries, right? Um, the surgeries find the very same thing occur in that X amount of folks who are given a placebo surgery still recover physically as if they had received an actual physical surgery. Not making it up, folks. This is facts. So in both instances, both with the drugs and with the surgeries, we can only draw one conclusion. That the power to heal the physical body, in fact, does not rest with those pills or those surgeries, but in fact, in the mind and within the realm of ability of that person, right? Because if you can just think you're getting medicine and get better, if you can just think you're getting a surgery and be healed, then obviously it's thinking about it with sincerity that is impactful. All right. So, what point does this all draw us to, King Sadiq? Well, quite simple. As with all dis-ease, right? The current state of dis-ease that many folks are experiencing is the result of the body and ultimately that human being, their biosphere, vibrating within a low enough vibrational frequency that they are actually causing themselves to become ill. Right? Or at least that they are actually creating within themselves the physical weakness that would support that illness or that dis-ease, that disease. Right? What is one of, and this is to touch back on the charting of the human being's biosphere and of the frequency ranges that we find a human being in while they are experiencing different emotional states, right? And we know that there are certain emotional states that are very low in vibrational frequency and some very high, right? Joy, enlightenment, these are high frequency. Love, high frequency, right? Pain, suffering, jealousy, fear. One of the number one low vibrational frequency emotional states, right? Folks, what has everyone been bombarded with for the past couple of months, past few months now? Fear, 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 right? Tons of fear. And it has resulted in lowering, unfortunately, the vibrational frequency of quite a few folks, right? Not to mention actual technologies aimed at attacking you. I'm making it up. Even if we'll say they're not aimed at attacking you, we'll say that the byproduct or one of the side effects of these technologies is that ultimately it attacks you. It's harmful to humans. And I'm referring to 5G technology. 5G technology, its fact, is harmful to humans. Harmful to organic tissue, period. This is evidenced in the killing and damage to countless trees, the killing and damage to insects, birds, other small animals, right? And ultimately damage to human beings. So you couple this buildup, this huge buildup of fear, and then you compound that with the advent and the deployment, the national deployment of, ultimately internationally, but it appears a nation at a time, right? Or portions of nations at a time. The rolling out of this 5G technology. And from what I understand, could be wrong, check for yourselves, but from what I understand, at least a couple of the very first places where 5G technology was rolled out, a couple of those very first places where elaborate 5G networks were in full operational use on the planet, Just so happened to be, coinky dink, right? Right. Just so happened to be the very same places where this quote unquote COVID 19, or should I say the um, certificate of vaccination ID, was first discovered and first started being impactful in a very negative way. So, is that a coincidence? If you believe in coincidences, go right ahead. But to me, all of that indicates that, number one, the 5G technology is a bad direction for us to go in, any of us at all, period. It's just a bad direction to go in, right? And and I guess stepping back a little bit, right? Um, this COVID-19 pandemic, as it's being referred to, um, again, the certificate of vaccination ID, uh, is something that is ultimately impacted, again, within the realm of uh, vibrational frequency, right? Whether you look at it from the perspective of the direct physical um, damage done by the 5G towers, or if you look at it from the perspective of the low vibrational frequency as a state that many people have gone into, right? Um, Leaving them thus susceptible to disease. Um, all in all, I'm saying that if we do not choose that as our reality, right? If we do not embrace that fear in those low vibrational frequency emotional states that leave us so susceptible, and if we do not make ourselves directly impacted by or susceptible to the direct physical damage done by the 5G network and that technology, if we do those things and we maintain positivity, peace, love, respect, right? Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect, right? If we maintain that, if we maintain a high vibrational frequency resonance, we'll be all right. We will be all right. And you can take that from somebody who is not just speaking about this off the cuff. I've utilized these sciences, right, to aid myself. Uh, Still out here smiling, spread my love in that way. And some years back, the dental professionals told me that wouldn't be the case, right? That all these here you see, bing bing, would have been falling out by now because of severe gum disease. Um, I'm quite healthy, and you know, a few years ago, medical professionals would have told you I'd be on diabetic medication right now, that I'd also be on high blood pressure medication right now, that I'd be suffering from severe back pain, right? Um, that I have quite a few things afflicting me that do not, because I have adopted a high vibrational frequency lifestyle and have utilized that science to maintain and improve my health, right? So, yeah, it's just me. I know I'm just one person. But the more you look into these sciences for yourself, right, you'll be able to see that there's something to this. There's a lot to this. We really need to get to know ourselves in a way far more intricate than what we are taught in the 12 years that we are given over to the school system or in the colleges that we are sent to for further training, right? Yeah, we need to understand ourselves in energetic terms, in relevance to vibrational frequency, and we need to be looking more at the big picture of things, right? And understanding that we are impactful in that regard, right? The microcosm can, in fact, impact the macrocosm, right? It's not always the other way around. In fact, quite often, it is the individual or the few who bring about change, right? But worldwide movement, folks, we have grown from a few to many, right? And there's many evidences of that, and that's a beautiful thing. Every day, more and more, I'm seeing peace, love, respect, in one form or another, being referenced and lived, right? And we're thriving in that way, and we shall continue to do so more and more. We've already gone over and broken the precipice, right? We've pushed ourselves into a high enough vibrational frequency planetarily that Gaia shall have her ascension, right? and all of us seeking higher vibrational frequency resonance as well. In fact, it's here for all of us, right? Gaia as well. So let's just stay positive, right? Do the things we need to in terms of what we put into our bodies, both in terms of food and the things that we allow to impact our energy, right? People, places, and things. And yeah, just maintain a high vibrational frequency resonance in every way that you're able to, right? And by doing that, we'll be all right. True indeed, we'll be all right. Okay, folks, once again, Big King Sadiq hollering at you. Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect.